Hello, my dear students. Yesterday uh, we discussed about the location of lateral meristem, or you can say cambium. Cambium. That means in a TS of dicot stem, there are vascular bundles like this. These vascular bundles like this. These vascular bundles have xylem towards inner side and phloem towards outer side. It is phloem. And between the xylem and phloem, there is a cambium or strip of cells like this. There is a strip of cells. It is known as Intravascular Cambium. What is intravascular cambium? The cambium which is present between xylem and phloem, Intra means within. Fascicular cambium. What is the function of this intravascular cambium? Cambium, it is the meristematic tissue. That means it continuously divides. If I will take this vascular bundle toward this side like this, the strip of cells, it is cambium or intravascular cambium present between xylem and phloem, which I wrote the first point. And the second point is that the cambium, or you can say C, cambium, it divides on both sides, towards outer side and towards inner side. That means towards phloem and towards xylem, or you can say towards pith, which I yesterday mentioned the different names in the TS of the stem, towards pith and towards cortex. What you will say, it is up to you. Then this cambium, it divides on both sides, cutting the different cells. This is the phloem and xylem. These are primary, that means the first formed phloem and xylem. When the cambium divides, it forms many cells towards phloem like this, towards xylem like this. And these types of cells which are towards phloem, they form secondary phloem, and those cells which are towards xylem, they form secondary xylem. Cambium is still in between. Then when the cambium adds new cells, then definitely there are cells. That means this structure is the solid structure, there is no gap in it. When more and more cells are added here, what happens? Then like this, they will add more and more cells. Then the growth will occur in these regions. That means it will grow like this, 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 like this. The growth will occur. But here there are many cells. In the cortex there are again cells. What will happen to these cells? For example, if this is a cortex, these are cortical cells, and here it is the growth. Then these cortical cells, they get broken down. That means this cortical region, it gets broken down by the growth of these xylem and phloem, or these vascular bundles, due to the cambium activity, and results in the breaking of this cortex. That means cortical cells or cortex cells, they become broken down, or they become compressed due to the growth of these vascular bundles with the help of cambium activity. Then what happens to these regions? when these cortical regions they get injured, or the cells become bursted, or the cells there is the injury in these regions, if we say, that means the growth will occur towards this side and this side, this side, this side, and this side, this. But in practical way, the plant does not grow like this. Growth does not occur only on fixed points, but the growth occurs throughout the circle of the plant, or throughout the circumference of the plant. Now in these regions, these are known as medullary rays. Medullary rays. These medullary rays, they are formed of parenchymatous tissue. When the cambium activity is present in these tissues, xylem and phloem between them, these parenchymatous cell tissues, they regain the activity of dividing and form a ring-like structure. That means they are reconverted into the cambium. This is again cambium formed. It is the first formed cambium, it is second formed cambium. Between these it is the vascular bundle 1, vascular bundle 2. Between these vascular bundles, the medullary rays, they get converted, the cells in the medullary rays, they get converted into the cambium. And this type of cambium which is present between the vascular bundles, it is known as interfascicular. The first one was intra, and this one is known as interfascicular cambium. Fascicular cambium. Interfascicular cambium. That interfascicular cambium means the cambium which is between the two vascular bundles. It is vascular bundle 1, vascular bundle 2. In these vascular bundles there is a cambium, but between the vascular bundles there is no cambium, there are parenchymatous cells. But these parenchymatous cells get converted into the cambium, and this type of cambium is known as interfascicular cambium. Interfascicular cambium. Then this both intravascular cambium, that means intravascular cambium cuts the xylem. This one intravascular cambium cuts xylem to, or you can say cut xylem towards inner side, and phloem towards outer side, This interfascicular cambium, again, when these regions grow, this interfascicular cambium, this one, it also activates and creates the growth and produces secondary phloem towards outside, secondary phloem towards outside, and secondary xylem towards inside. That means that is why the secondary growth of the plant is possible throughout the circumference of the plant, due to the presence of these two types of cambium. That means intravascular cambium within the xylem and phloem, and intrafascicular cambium, that means between the two vascular bundles. Another type of cambium, that means intrafascicular cambium. Intrafascicular cambium is late formed cambium, but the intrafascicular cambium which is present between the xylem and phloem, it is the first formed cambium, or you can say embryonic cambium. That with the help of this, the secondary growth occurs. That means the growth in girth occurs in the plants. Now the cortical tissue gets broken down due to the pressure of the activity of these two types of cambiums, intravascular cambium and interfascicular cambium. When this cortical region, it gets broken down, here also there are many types of parenchymatous cells or permanent tissues. These permanent cortical regions, due to the pressure of the two types of cambium, intra and interfascicular cambium, the pressure occurs in the this cortical region, and the cortical cells get broken down. Then there again develops another type of cambium, that is known as cork cambium. Cork cambium, it produces cork cambium. This one, cork cambium, which is present in the cortical region. It Cork cambium gets formed due to the injury of the cortex. The injury of the cortex is due to the activity of the intravascular cambium and interfascicular cambium. The cork cambium, it also activates and cuts or divides it gets divided and produces cells towards outer side or towards this side and towards inner side, resulting in the formation of the tissue known as cork. You might have seen on the trees there are these some tissues which is phellum towards outside and uh, falloderm towards inner side, and results in the secondary growth of the plant. That means secondary growth is due to the interfascicular cambium, intravascular cambium and cork cambium. Thank you. Have a nice day.